everyone, thanks for tuning in to this episode of English Checks, where I review your favorite Turkish series with and without English subtitles. And today we are going to do a comparison of Yanlis and Sen Cal Kapimi. Alright, so I just want to get right into it. What gave me this idea was seeing this post on Facebook stating that the networks are going to try to figure out which show to keep on air and which show to take off air to make space for new shows that are supposed to be coming on air. And so I found it kind of weird because they both literally just started and they're on their 8th or 9th episode. So I was a little confused as to why they would cancel it so early, but I guess it's based on the ratings. And I thought what we could do today is do a quick comparison of both shows to find out what would cut the cake and which one wouldn't. So we could decide for ourselves which show should we keep and which show we should just let fall off so that we can make room for new shows. Now, I am not doing a review of the shows. I've already done that in other videos. So if you click the videos, you could find either the one for Sen Cal Kapimi or the one for Yanlis. And also, don't forget, just subscribe to this channel. That way you can always be updated, and click that bell so you know when I post. That way whenever I do post a review on any of the shows that I'm watching, you can also be able to watch it and comment on those as well. So whatever things that I say, feel free at the bottom to comment on those things also. I think it would be kind of cool for you to watch this video and at the same time write a comment on whether you'd give that point to Yanlis or you give that point to Sen Cal Kapimi, and see if you come up with the same results as I do. So let's get started. So we're going to start off with the actors that they've hired to play the lead roles in both shows. Now, the male lead actor for Yanlis is John, and the male lead actor for Sen Cal Kapimi is Kerem. Now, I've never seen Kerem act before. I've seen John, and of course, I'm a fan of John, which is why I kind of started watching Yanlis. We were waiting for it to come on air. So, because of that, I'm going to give the point to, you guessed it, John, because I know of his work and I know what he's done, but that doesn't mean that Kerem doesn't do well, because he does a really good job so far from what I've seen. As for the female leads, we have Özge and we have Hande. Now, again, I have never seen Hande in anything before. I feel like I have, but when I look at her reel, I don't see any shows on there that I've seen before. As for Özge, I saw her, of course, in Dulane because I watched it, of course, because John was the male lead of that show. And I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I was not a fan of her in Dulane, and unfortunately, I'm not a fan of her in this one either. I tried, I gave her an opportune chance, but I'm still not that much of a fan. So I'm gonna give that point to Hande because I think she's doing a really good job, and she's doing a much better job than I think Özge is in her series. I mean, if you disagree with me, let me know in the comments, but this one is gonna go to Hande. Now, let's go to the plot of the shows, okay? So if I'm going to compare both plots, I would say that the Yanlis plot is a lot more realistic and believable than the plot of Sen Cal Kapimi. I mean, when you look at Yanlis, they met because they both jumped into the same taxi, different things like that. I mean, it was a little far-fetched that she would end up in an apartment complex that shares the same balcony as him, but that's still way more believable than Sen Cal Kapimi, because Sen Cal Kapimi is just a hot mess. I get it that you would lose your scholarship, I get it that you would be upset, but you would scratch this man's car and he would not try to sue you or to call the police or anything. He's just gonna pay for the damages like it's nothing. That you would handcuff yourself to somebody that you just scratched up their car. Like, those things didn't make sense at all. The fact that she would be a stewardess when she's never been a stewardess ever before in her life, and that requires training, and that she would not even talk to the pilot, and that he ends up sitting next to him on the plane and everything. Those things were way too far-fetched for me, but I go into more detail in that in my review, so go ahead and check that video out. But for this purpose, I'm gonna give the point to Yanlis because their plot is a lot more believable, even though there's some far-fetched things in there. I think the way that they made the two end up connecting was much more believable than Sen Cal Kapimi. Now let's go to the music of the show. This one, hands down, I'm gonna give it to Sen Cal Kapimi, and not because a lot of the songs that are being played in the background are in English, but more so because I like the vibe that it gives to the show. It makes it different. As for Yanlis, a lot of the music, it just triggers memories of Erkenci for some reason. I feel like it's the same music. A lot of it, like when I hear the music, it's bringing me back to scenes from Erkenci. I don't know. Tell me if you guys feel the same way in the comments below. But for me, I feel like the music in Sen Cal Kapimi is different. It's very unique. It's taking me into a different place. I feel like they should have gave the show a name that referred to maybe the stars or like this weird connection, because everything about the plot line of them constantly being pushed together is kind of weird. And the fact that they refer to the stars so much, the dog's name, you know, is named after a star, I feel like it should have been named like that because the music kind of gives off that vibe too. So I'm gonna give that point to Sen Cal Kapimi. They have some great music being played in the background. Now let's go to supporting actors, okay? Because there's a lot of supporting actors in both these series. I want to start off with the female leads supporting females, and that for Yanlis we have Dennis and Jansu, and then in Sen Cal Kapimi there's three of them. There's Melek, Fifi, and Jeden. Okay, if I had to give the point, I'm going to give it to Dennis and Jansu. For me, they just stand out much more than Melek, Jeden, and Fifi, because I feel like the only one in Sen Cal Kapimi of the three, I feel like Fifi stands out more than any of the rest of them. She makes a statement for herself. But if I was going to remember someone, you know, after the series is finished, it would be those two in Yanlis. So I'm going to give that point to Yanlis. As for the male supporting actors, that would be Ozan and Engin. Those are the direct friends, companions of the male leads, and I think they both kind of match each other. They're both down-to-earth people that have money, that have, you know, notoriety, but they don't want that. They kind of want like a simple life, not just a simple life, but like, you know, they're just regular down-to-earth type people. So I'm not going to give a point to either or. I'm going to put them equal to each other, so they both get a point for that. Let me know if you agree with my thoughts in the comments below. Now, I want to go to the moms, okay? So I'm specifically talking about Özgür's mom and Serkan's mom. I know that in the series, the females, the female leads, one of them has a mom, one of them doesn't. So I don't want to redo that one. I'm just going to do it based on the male lead's mom, because since there's one to compare to the other. And I'm going to give that point to Serkan's mom and Sen Cal Kapimi. I just feel like I'm gonna remember her. I'm gonna remember her as a character. I like the way she portrays her role. I think that the mom in Yanlis does a good job also. I feel like even though she's rich, she's more down to earth. She's more, you know, she's more good-hearted. But I feel like the mom in Sen Cal Kapimi does a really good job. Like, I think she really stands out with her character. So I'm gonna give her that point. I'm not going to give points to the male's father figures because in Yanlis he doesn't have a father figure, and in Sen Cal Kapimi he does, and his father figure, it's so funny because the father in I think it's Altekin, I think that's what his name is, he would play John's dad in Erkenci, so I thought that was funny. So I'm not going to give a point for that one, but for the moms, I'm going to give that to Sen Cal Kapimi. Now I want to do the aunts because there are two aunts. They keep referring to her, it's being translated as sister-in-law, but I'm going to just put them both as aunts, and I'm going to give that point to Yanlis because this lady is off the chain. That lady makes me laugh. and she really like stands out. Now I do know the actress that plays the aunt in Sen Cal Kapimi. I do know who she is. I just don't know what show it's from. Guys, let me know in the comments below, because she sticks out in my mind and I feel like I've seen her in another series. So let me know who she is. I know you guys will tell me. Now I want to go off to the quirky characters, because every show has to have that weird quirky character. No one's gonna do it as great as Karai Saigen, if you guys know who that is. No one will ever do it. He gets the word of the year, like forever. But in these shows, the quirky characters for Yanlis is Emre and Levant. Those seem like to be the two that are the quirky ones. And in Sen Cal Kapimi, I'm gonna give that to Layla and Erdem. Those two seem to be the quirky characters of the show. But if I'm gonna give a point to anyone, it's gonna have to go to Levant. I'm not even gonna put Emre with Levant for that. He just gets his own point, because he is amazing. I love whoever's the actor that plays Levant. He does an amazing job really making Levant this unique type person that's very smart but just completely weird at the same time. I love the way his thought process works. I love the way he just can make you laugh even though he's very serious. The point goes to Levant for sure. You guys can't argue with me on that one, okay? Layla's got nothing on Levant. Erdem's got nothing on Levant. So he gets that point. Now, as for the nemesis, the evil people in the show, we are going to see, let me see. Yanlis, the wicked person, is, I guess, Sedar. I didn't expect him to be the wicked person. I expected it to be her ex-fiance. But they have turned him into a wicked person. I didn't expect it. I didn't really like it. Check out my review if you want to know more about that. His sister and the co-worker, who all of a sudden wants to start hanging around with the sister. It's just weird. Sister appears out of nowhere. Out of absolutely nowhere. So anyway, they are the nemesis in Yanlis. And as for Sen Cal Kapimi, Khan is the nemesis. I'm gonna say they're just starting to turn Sidar into this bad person, so I haven't really gotten a feel for it yet to see if he's the better nemesis. So I'm gonna give that point to Khan, because Khan has already proven he has the galls to carry this on through the end of the series. And so Khan, you're gonna get that point in for the nemesis. Who has the better nemesis? Now finally, I want to go to the chemistry for the lead actors. Who has more chemistry? Now, to be fair, I think the relationship between Özgür and Ezgi is much more far along than it is with Kerem and Hande, because, I mean, not Kerem and Hande, but Serkan and Eda. Their relationship hasn't reached that point yet. Okay, so Ezgi and Özgür already know that they like each other. They're just trying to figure out if the other person likes them also. And for Eda and Serkan, they're on the brink of that. So I'm gonna have to give that point to Yanlis, because they're much more far along. And so even though I am not a fan of the pairing, I think that they're the ones that are showing the more chemistry right now. Yeah, but who knows what will happen. I think Sen Cal Kapimi, they have a great potential to have a huge thing. I mean, they have their moments, but it's not, to me, it doesn't stick out as much. So, all right, so I've done all my comparisons, and I think overall, if we had to pick a show that would stay on the air, and I know all my John fanatics are gonna be like, yes, girl, you are absolutely right. I'm gonna give it to Yanlis. In points relations, they have 8 points, and for Sen Cal Kapimi, they have 5. So definitely Yanlis takes the cake, and also because John is the lead actor, so of course I'm gonna give it to him. I mean, why wouldn't I? But I did see a post today where someone said, wouldn't it be cool if they got John and Hande into a series together? And I think that would be really awesome. I mean, I think that John being paired with Demet and Erkenci Kuz made a really big name for himself. He really was able to step up to the plate to her level. He was able to get up there. And I think just putting him with Özge was not like, it wasn't as great. I think he could do a lot better if he's paired with the right female. And I think right now is maybe compensating. I don't know. But you guys let me know in the comments below. I was happy to do this. I thought it was really fun. I can't wait to compare some more shows. And let me know, do you agree? Do you think that I gave the points out right, or would you give the points to someone else? I can't wait to read your comments. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!